Hey, thank you for joining in. Today's one of the days it's not 95 or 100 degrees. It's a nice day outside, so Donnie and I are going walking. Well, what does that mean? That means I'm going to use my wok. We're going to do some stir fry today. So here's what we got going for stir fry. I've done this once already, so this should be easier today. So what I'm going to use is some chicken, thigh meat, some shrimp, vegetables which contain snow peas, mushrooms, bell peppers, bok choy, mushrooms, I already said mushrooms, broccoli, what else is under there? I'll put all the ingredients in, can't remember at the moment. This thing's getting a little hot. So, this takes really quickly to do, so let me put in all the chicken. Ow! Ow! That's cool. Okay. So, I'm going to, as what I've learned from doing stir fry is you have to cook things in stages. So, cooking the meat first and taking them out of the pan, then adding in all the veggies, any broth and sauces, and then putting it back all in together. I have some noodles here that I'm going to use with it. So this is going to be more of a lo mein. A lo mein means you toss it all together. A chow mein means you kind of fry it in. I'm going to get me some toasted sesame oil as well. So I want to get the chicken almost completely done. Look. Two of them ran away. Hate when that happens. Well, throw them back into the pool. Okay. So we're going to let that cook through. I've already seasoned my chicken. And again, I'm going to put all the ingredients in and measurements for what I use for this recipe. It'll all be down below. I always put my recipe in the description. Hopefully you'll know how to check for that on YouTube.
And so, can we walk the line?
Can we walk the line? I don't know. Maybe we should ask Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken. Wow. But again, you know, that's a walk to remember. But I was walking outside, and you know, it was so sunny out there, I was walking on sunshine. Okay, so we got to attribute all these little corny things to Rita Leamio, because that was her suggestion. So thank you, Rita. Okay, so I also made my own stir-fry sauce. It's right here. And of course, I'll put it in the description. But it has soy sauce, it has vinegar, it has garlic, it has hoisin sauce, it has a whole bunch of brown sugar. Again, I'll put it all in there. I didn't want to buy my own pre-made sauce. I wanted to make my own and test it all out. Okay, so my chicken is almost done, and I don't necessarily want to cook it completely yet because I got other things to do, and then I'm going to want to put it all back in. So here it goes. I'm going to put it in my little dish here, and now I'm going to go to the shrimp. Yep. Okay, so I'll get the shrimp going. And the reason why I want to put the shrimp and the chicken in first is so that it can actually do its cooking, you know, most of it ahead of time. I don't want to put everything at one time into the pot. Then you're going to have overcooked chicken and shrimp, and the vegetables aren't done yet. So you do these in stages. Okay, let that sit there and cook for a bit. And again with shrimp, it only takes a minute or two before it all is almost done. I don't want to overcook it. So let that simmer a bit. Take a sip off my cocktail. I can smell the shrimp though.
This is going to be so walking good.
Walk-in good. So I guess it's a play on the walk, you know. Now this would be great if I actually had a wok burner, and a wok burner in the restaurants has almost like a well right here that it sits in. So the wok actually sits, you know, this deep into the burner so that the sides heat up much quicker and evenly. But this actually works fine too. Okay, so, oops, I don't have the tool that I need. So my shrimp, you know, last time I had these huge, really big shrimp. These ones are little tiny shrimp, so I had to add a little bit more into it. Okay, you know what, I'm gonna do this. Throw all that in there, okay. So now I need to put a little bit more oil again. So I'm gonna add some oil. And now I'm going to add in all the veggies, because all the veggies can cook at one time. Again, I've got bok choy, bell pepper, mushrooms, snow peas. I don't know if I mentioned snow peas. And let that wilt down a bit. So, you know, all these veggies for the most part. You got broccoli that's a little hard, mushrooms. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put in some chicken stock. Yeah. Let that kind of cook through. Okay, so while that's sitting there on the pan, what do you got to say, Donnie? What else you got to say?
Oh my God, walk-in veggie.
Walk-in veggie. What is a walk-in veggie, Donnie? Do we know what that is? Donnie blew it. Donnie blew it. I don't know what a walk-in veggie is, but we were trying to do all these things about walks. Walk-in. Now, I'm not going to season any of these vegetables because all the seasoning is right here in this little bottle. I have to also send a little shout out to my Hawaiian friend, Marsha, because Marsha said, and she says in my videos, how come you don't have any vegetables? Where's all the vegetables? So here you go. Decided to do stir fry, lots of vegetables. So hopefully, Marsha, you'll be good with all this. So we're gonna let this sit for a bit. And actually I'm gonna put a little bit of sesame oil in there as well. You don't need a lot of sesame oil. I've only done this once before, and it was a couple of nights ago, and I did it so I had so much food. I had lots of chicken, I had lots of shrimp, lots of veggies, and noodles, and it was enough for Donnie and I to have 2 full meals each. So hopefully I'm going to shrink this down a bit.
And we looked at it, we thought, what the wok?
I won't say what that means. Okay. Alright, we'll let that set for a bit. So what's my next process? What is the next thing I'm going to do? The next thing I'm going to do is put the sauce in. And again, I made my own sauce, and how much do I use? Don't know. I didn't measure. I just kind of think, well, that looks good. You certainly want to make sure that the sauce soaks up enough of the veggies and the noodles, because you don't want basically any kind of liquid on your plate. You want it to be all kind of thinned out. Oh, there's also cornstarch in there, which helps with the thickness. See, one flew out, one flew over the cuckoo's nest, and he came right back.
And Judge Judy always says, I don't want to hear basically.
Ooh, she's right. Good old Judge Judy. I can smell the sesame oil in here. So things are starting to kind of come together as far as tenderizing all these veggies. So what am I going to do? What do you think I'm going to do next? Well, I'm actually going to put all this stuff back in.
Yeah. You're going to do the walk.
I'm going to walk the walk. So I got a lot of meat in here. I got a lot of shrimp. Do I have too much meat and too much shrimp? Not enough veggies? Well, maybe, maybe not, but that's okay. Chicken is good, shrimp is good, and all the veggies are good. And I'm also going to have the noodles to put in. So now comes the sauce. How much am I going to use? Well, for starters, About that much. We'll see how that looks. Now, all this time, the heat is on high. See, it's on high. Now, you can also see that there's a lot of liquid at the bottom. And I'm going to now put in the noodles. Okay, so let's break up these noodles. They were somewhat freshly made, I guess you could say. And now I'm going to get me some tongs so I can toss it all. Stay right there.
And you thought it wasn't going to be enough, but I think it's going to be enough.
I didn't know if it was not going to be enough, but I didn't want to overdo it as far as the noodles and this looks like it's a lot here too as well.
Walk those noodles.
Yeah. I can smell the sauce in there. It smells really good. But I want these noodles to cook down a bit. Did I use too much? Maybe so. We'll find out. Hopefully they're all going to cook down.
Again, it depends on what you want. Is it too much? Is it not enough?
Well, we don't know. Last time I had the noodle ratio right. Shrimp. The shrimp is still nice and moist. So we'll let this cook down a bit. It may all turn out to be the right amount, the right ratio. Again, you can make your adjustments however you want. You can even skip the noodles and just serve this over white rice. But I was excited about kind of doing a lo mein kind of dish. That looked exciting to me. So, the thing about cooking is you make some mistakes. Maybe you don't. We'll see. Well, the one thing I've discovered is the tongs I used is way too small. So I'm going to get the big ones out. Look, these two ended up out of the pool. Okay. Just want to incorporate everything in there so it doesn't look like it's, all the meat. You see the meat all sitting on the side. I mean, it's how we serve it at this point. Serve a plate of noodles and then pick up the rest and put it all into the plate. Serve it on the plate.
It's certainly looking walk-delicious.
I think Donnie may have had a drink too many or something else. I don't know. No, we didn't have any. Actually, I'm on my drink. I'm on my cocktail. I got gin going on. Gin, I got a little orange juice and punch. Some fruit punch all mixed together. That's what I got. Donnie's got a vodka drink going on. So what I'm seeing is a lot of noodles, and let me get all these other things in here. Maybe I use too much noodles, but maybe when I serve it, I'm going to put in less noodles. Maybe leave some behind there. I also have some green onions that I'm going to put in here as well. Okay. All right, so I'm going to cut the video here for now, and when we come back, I'm going to keep tossing a bit, and when we come back, we'll plate it. We'll see in a bit. Okay, so I ended up plating it, and it was actually much easier. I picked up the noodles because that was on the top, and then I ended up scooping the veggies on. So here we go. It looks pretty good. Let me get some noodles here. Harry, you can't have any.
My hairy boy.
Let's just see what this is going to taste like. Hold on. The sauce is so good. Has a little heat because the sauce has red pepper flakes in it and some chili paste, also chili garlic paste. This is so good. The noodles came out nice. Let me taste some broccoli because that's the big key too.
Can you walk a mile in those noodles?
I don't know, but I can walk like an Egyptian. This is really good. You know, stir frying is so easy. Donnie wanted to eat a little bit more healthier.
It looks wonderful. I can't wait to dive in.
Well, why don't you dive in? Give me that camera.
I will.
Give me that camera. Donnie's like, no. You okay? Now you taste. Go ahead.
Here we go.
I'm gonna dip in my plate.
A little bit of that.
Oh. Well, what do you think? It's good. Harry, what do you say?
Harry thinks so too.
He does too. This is really good. All right, folks. So please like, subscribe, and share. Hope you like the video. This is only my second time doing stir fry, but both times it really came out great. We'll see you soon.
Very walking good.